Today, the most common problems with the shrimping movement in any kind of grappling on the ground. Hi, I'm Stefan Kesting from grapplers.com, and previously I released a video called 10 Ways to Shrimp and Improve Your Hip Mobility on the Ground. Now that's still, I think, a really good video, and it's got a bunch of great drills that you should go and practice. But I wanted to focus today on the most common errors for the most common types of shrimping, because I see them again and again and again. And I think if you get rid of these errors, not only will it help you look good during warm-ups, which is important, it'll help you get out of bad positions on the ground, which is even more important. The most common type of shrimping used by most grapplers is called one-legged shrimping. This is where you lie back, you bring up one leg, you turn, and then I put all my weight on this foot, and I escape my hip backward. I straighten out, bring up the other leg, and shrimp back this way. So, hands down, the most common beginner error here is people bring up, say, their left leg. Instead of turning to their right to shrimp, they try turning to their left. They try shrimping this way. And although at high level grappling, there are movements that turn like that, this is not the time for that. This is the time you bring up your left leg, you turn to your right. Now you do your shrimp. You bring up your right leg and you turn towards your left. Here. That's the basic shrimp. The next most common error is staying flat on the ground. You see people that are just stuck to the mat. They're using a ton of effort and they're barely moving. That's because their whole body is lying on the mat. Everything from my elbow to my tricep, shoulder, ribs, hips, leg, it's on the mat. I'm kind of glued to the mat. If I want to shrimp properly, I bring this foot up, I put all my weight on this foot and this shoulder. Everything else lifts off the ground. There is nothing holding my hips, my ribs, my leg on the ground. We're here. All the weight was on the shoulder and the foot. Now I straighten out. Maybe you can see it better from this side. The foot comes up, I turn on the shoulder. Now, essentially my whole body is lifted off the ground and I move back. Final, very common error is people make these small movements. They do this kind of thing. They get it, they get their foot right, they turn the right way, they finally figure out to get their butt off the ground, and they do this. And then they're here, and then they're here. They're wasting a lot of energy and not moving very fast, whereas some other guy is just flying across the mat at top speed. What's going on? Well, what's going on is that they're not going from being completely straight to being completely piked up like this. It's easy to see when you're looking at it from the side like this. This is your starting position. This is your finishing position. Now let's rotate me onto the side. This is my starting position. This is my finishing position. There's a 90-degree bend between my body and my thighs. That means my hips travel a long way back. Now I go here again. I bring my foot up. Now I'm really going to pike here. There's a 90-degree bend, at least here, between my legs and my torso. That means I covered a big distance. If you start using these three things, if you turn the correct way, if you lift most of your body weight off the mat, and you bend sufficiently forward at the waist, you'll be one of those guys flying across the mat too in no time at all. The other thing I would definitely suggest, if you're watching this video, go to grapplers.com/book and download that book. It's called A Roadmap for BJJ. It has helped. It's a downloadable PDF. You can store it on your computer. You can read it on your phone. It has helped tens of thousands of people. It's completely free, no obligation. It's got links to a lot of stuff, but the information in it will give you an overview about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like none other. It'll explain the fundamental positions and the fundamental positional hierarchy that really is the heart and soul of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and makes it different from most other grappling systems. And honestly, is why Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is so effective in mixed martial arts and self-defense compared to some other grappling arts, which are still good, but not as refined in that respect. So grapplers.com/book, check it out. It's free, no obligation. I wrote it. Lots of other people have enjoyed it. I think it'll really help you too.